Is WheelWorld worth our time? We're about to find out. Welcome, everyone, to episode 248 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, well, Tom, does the world turn?
It must, surely.
I guess. Well, does the wheel world turn?
I sure hope so.
No, I guess we'll find out. As we are talking about WheelWorld, developed by Messhof. No relation to David Hasselhoff.
I don't believe so.
And this game came out in July of 2025 on the PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and on Linux in September of 2025.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of that in our lists.
Every once in a while, a Mac OS will show up, or a what was the Google
Stadia?
Well, that's gone, so no more. But as of the time of this recording. But regardless, I played this on the PC, and it was 5.39 gigabytes on the PC. Tom, what about you?
It was 5.74 gigabytes on the Series S.
Okay, well, those tires a little bit more inflated on the Series consoles.
A little full of more gas.
Yeah.
Full of hot air.
Full of hot air. Well, outside of hot air, what kind of game is this?
I put third-person open world racing.
Yeah, I wrote pretty much the exact same thing. I just added game at the end of that, but third-person open world racing game. But yeah, it's kind of redundant in this case.
Yeah, what type of game? It's an XYZ game.
Yeah. Well, then let's talk about that game loop, Tom.
I have explore the world and win races to earn rep and cool new bike parts.
Okay. A little deviation here for me. I said race and bike around the world to collect parts to go faster and get the heck out of Dodge.
Gotta go fast. Maybe not too fast, because then you smash into things, which lose control.
Yeah. Don't want to do that. But what we do want to do is talk about our likes, Tom.
Well, I will start by saying one of the things that I like is this game gets up and goes fast.
Yeah.
There's not really any setup whatsoever. You're just kind of playing right away.
Yeah. It's just, I don't even think you select a save, right? You just kind of, new game, boom. You dropped right into the wheel world. And what a world. A quirky looking art style. It definitely gave me Wind Waker vibes.
Yes. It's simple. Which is good, I could see a criticism maybe that it's too simple, but I think the problem, I like it because it will age well, just like Wind Waker does.
And it's like, this is the thing, right? Like, I remember when that game, when Wind Waker came out, it was so controversial. People were like, oh, this game's so ugly looking, blah, blah, blah. Yep. But you got to give them credit. They stuck to that art style. And yeah, the game still looks good to this day. And
yeah.
So kudos to them for doing that, for taking some bold strategies.
Yeah, you gotta take risks.
Yeah. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes you make a game that people talk about. Anyway, but outside the quirky Wind Waker style vibes, the game has like, I would say there's a little bit like Zelda vibes to it, right? Or like the newer types of Zelda where like you can kind of see your checkpoints and objectives and stuff like that in the map. Like you can kind of like, and as long as you bike to it, you can probably get there. And like there's these bells that you ring to open up new objectives and like see new things. Like I feel like there's something there.
There's definitely some Zelda DNA in here. The watchtowers that open up the map and the exploration aspects. Just the way that you interact with people, right? The walk up and talk to the guy type thing feels very Zelda too. So
yeah, everyone has a little thing to say, and I guess the writing was kind of funny. You talk to these folks, and they all have different personalities, and you get to kind of see that through the writing.
Yeah, It's not necessarily the writing, but one of the things that I did notice about these NPCs that I appreciated is that, like, when you're riding at them real fast and then kinda, like, slam on the brakes, they, like, dodge out of the way.
Yeah. That
Like,
was
they
that was a nice little
flinch.
touch. That was a nice little touch for sure.
So when you combine the, you know, quirky, humorous writing with little things like that, it
Yeah.
does help make the world feel kind of lived in and
Yeah.
alive and give it some personality.
Yeah, and I would even say what was kind of cool. Well, I also thought it was cool. I always appreciate when the game, you did start off the game. You like you said, it's kind of like the cold open
Mhm.
because halfway, at least I'd say 15 minutes into my playthrough, the title screen
Yep.
showed
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, as soon as I was going down the bike, down that bridge, I was like, they're gonna show the name of the title, aren't they? And it was like, boom, right there. I was like, yes, they did it. It's so good, so quirky. But I was like, yes, I'm here for it. And it was a good way to segue into kind of a loading screen, right? Because I'm sure they
Yeah.
were loading the new world when you get to it, or the new area. So
I didn't have it here, but that's a testament to this game is you don't feel the loading.
yeah,
It didn't make it to my likes, but it's not on my dislikes either, and it's
yeah,
because I totally forgot about it.
yeah. Yeah, and the UI I thought was just very clean, simple, just like the rest of the game. It kind of not it's not really like in your face and not throwing like a ton of stuff at you.
Yeah.
The game is for the most part pretty simple, right? You're just riding a bike to certain places. And that's it.
Yeah, there and I guess we should talk about the fact that I think the riding, the racing feels like intuitive. Like
Yeah.
you don't need a bunch of tool tips and things to pop up and tell you how to do the thing. It just kind of
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. I appreciated the stuff that, yes, you can pedal, you brake, but then there's a little, like, you could pop a wheelie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was one thing. Okay, I appreciate that you can do that. Oh yeah, and you have a boost. You do have boosts.
Yep.
So and they have like car racing mechanics where there's like drafting and
Mhm.
stuff like
Mhm.
that. All that stuff comes into play, and that helps you gain more boost. So I was like, oh wow, okay, they really took the time to like have a because I guess most of your time is doing this, right? Is racing.
Yeah.
So taking that time to borrow some mechanics from other games like that, and it felt good. Yeah, I think the other thing that was really cool was as you got the upgrades for your bike,
Mhm.
you could feel the difference in how the bike handles, the speed, and all that stuff too. So that was cool.
And there's a cosmetic, aspect. It
Yeah,
shows you all the meters, right? Like when you switch out your bike seat, it's like, okay, this is what it's going to do mechanically,
right.
but it also does change the way the bike looks.
Yeah,
So, and there is something to getting the complete set of something, right? And then the
yeah,
bike looks like a proper bike that's all
right.
the same color or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, but I enjoyed customizing the bike. I never felt like, "Oh, geez, what decision do I make here?" And I liked that you got parts from winning,
yeah.
but you could also find them out in the world, like they hid,
Mm-hmm.
these loot boxes, effectively throughout the world for you to stumble onto,
Yep.
and so,
Yeah,
you're
that's
rewarded for exploring, which is
yeah.
nice.
Absolutely. That's super important. The other thing that you're rewarded for is uh not only exploring but doing certain things in the world. You get like tickets for them, and
Yes.
then those tickets you could use to buy upgrades and stuff like that as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And also, what was the other thing? I know we've played other games where they showed, especially for the races, there's secondary objectives,
Mhm.
but they only show them after the first time you race them.
Yeah.
I liked that this game didn't do that. It showed you right at the front. Like these are all the objectives you can do.
Yes. Yes.
So, um, and this game has bosses.
Yeah.
So you have to. It's I guess almost like Mega Man
Yes.
style.
Yes.
You
Yes.
you can I think technically, except for one boss, I think you can go to any one of them and challenge them, right?
You need to have a certain amount of
Nope,
rep in
you're
order
right. You're
to
right. There is rep.
face someone.
So as long as you have the rep, you can go and face them.
But you can get the rep any number of ways. You don't have
True.
to go and beat, boss 1 to get enough rep to beat boss 2. You could just be out in the world, complete a bunch of races, get enough rep that way, complete side jobs to get the rep, and then use it to fight a boss. So
yeah, and all the reason why you're fighting these bosses is because you need to put your ghost bike together, because your bike is possessed by a ghost. Scully, I believe, is his name too.
Yeah. It is lore that I did not expect.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've played a number of games where we ride a bicycle, and usually it's like, okay, it's some kind of X type game, or like do a bunch of stunts or whatever. This is the first one where it's like there are stakes.
Yeah.
And the stakes are like the world is in danger, and this cyclist needs to help this, entity reconstruct itself so that it can get down into some area and restart the world, the gears of the world.
It's like basically Nintendo's version of Ghost Rider, but like it's a demon that is possessing a two-wheeled vehicle, and you become the rider for this vehicle. You don't have the penitent stare, but you have some sick biking moves, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, you don't turn into flame.
No. The skull has got some flames, though.
Yeah, it does. It's got some ghostly flame.
I'm curious if that you can customize Scully as well, but anyway.
Perhaps later.
But now we do need to move into our dislikes then, Tom, don't we?
Yes. And we'll start by something that is Zelda adjacent, which is where's the voice acting? Silent protagonist. You are reading. Everything's reading. Yeah. I hope you like reading.
You're talked to all the time because you're talked to all the time because you don't say anything.
Yep.
The Scully's just like, "Here, help me," and you don't really have a choice. You're just like, "Okay." You don't even say okay. You just just pick up the bike and go.
You have zero agency as a player. I guess once you get into the exploratory areas, you can kind of choose where you go, but I mean, it's all towards the same end, which is you need to collect these parts and do this thing.
Exactly. But, it is what it is. This is just one way to motivate you, is have an open world, and they have at it. Which, I guess that can be a little intimidating for some people, like being in an open world and be like, okay, what's my next objective? Though I will say that they unlock like points of interest at a pretty good clip.
Yeah.
And they're not like, it's not like you're not like thrown with a bunch of them all over the map.
No.
I think you're just like panicking over it. But yeah, like going back to our dislikes though, it makes sense, but it's still like I'm so used to like just like as a racing game that you can't actually reverse on the bike. You have to get off and then walk backwards.
Walk in a circle.
Yeah. Which is still kind of wonky because like sometimes your character clips through the bike. So there's that kind of thing. But I get it. I guess it'd be like even more of a pain if you had to deal with the physics of the bike bumping into your character, and when all you want to do is just turn around.
Yeah, and you have to dismount to talk to people. So if you want to have the dialogue conversations, and you need to in order to start a race or, talk to some person to recruit them or what have you, you have to get off the bike to do it. And to me, just feels kind of silly because I can't talk to somebody while I'm on a bicycle? Like,
I guess not. And well, you also have to get off the bike to pick up any of those loot boxes that you see in the world too.
Basically, to interact, to hit A and interact with something. You need to take your tush off the seat.
Yeah, I guess it's like you don't want to be rude and be like, "You're very busy. I'm on a bike. I'll get off and stop and give you my full attention."
Yeah, I suppose. But like, where's the, you just put your legs down and out
Yeah,
and
it's a good point. It's a good point. The other thing, this is not just this game, but I feel like most racing games where you feel like you are just doing really well, doing a fantastic job, and then you eat dirt that last second and you lose.
Yeah.
Incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. I especially when it's 3-4 laps, whatever, and maybe they're long laps, and you're like, you feel like you're crushing it. You're like, I've been in first place this whole race.
Right.
And then on the last lap, 3/4 of the way through, you hit a rock or something.
It's just like, come on. I don't know how much they do. Like they have like the catch up mechanics. A lot of times, like the rubber banding of like, okay, now since you're so far ahead, now we got to make these guys speed up a lot more just to maybe add the tension. I feel like in the earlier races it wasn't so much, but like in like as the challenge, difficulty increases, and they do tell you the difficulty of each race.
Yes.
It's like, okay, come on, like this is ridiculous. But I will say maybe it is part of it, but like I feel like a lot of times when you're in first place, like you have your boost, right? But then you can't really do anything to get that boost back, because a lot of times what you're doing is when you need that boost, you have to draft or I guess do near misses and stuff like that. But when you're in the lead, you don't really have many opportunities. You just kind of have to wait for that boost gauge to slowly replenish by itself, which can be frustrating when you're like, I just need that extra, just like that little extra boost to make sure I finish in first place.
You can look backwards to make sure somebody else isn't drafting off of you.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. Any other dislikes here you want to talk about, Tom?
So I was trying to find the easy boss, the one that required low rep to face, and I failed twice. So, maybe the game doesn't, it is an open world game. They don't give you a whole lot of direction.
Yeah.
You're, the first area is very straightforward.
Yeah.
Then you go across that bridge and then you're in the world proper. And then it's sort of like, well, you got to face these bosses. And I was like, okay, I'll go west, I guess. And I go west.
So you face the chicken guy?
I didn't face anybody because I didn't have enough rep to face him.
Oh, I faced the boss. I faced the chicken boss.
I did not.
I got them reps. Real quick. I don't know. I'm just, but like, yeah, I was trying to hit all the objectives in each of the races that I did, and then that definitely helped me get the reps up quicker, which was good.
I probably spent too much time exploring and talking to folks, which is the bane of my existence in the open world.
You have to stop and talk to everyone.
What do they want? What do you need? Are you a side quest? What are you?
Yeah.
And then I had to rely on autosaves. It didn't seem like there was any manual way to save. It does seem like that's frequent enough, but I just don't like it. I want to be able to save and quit when I want to save and quit.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so let's get to our other thoughts then.
Yep.
How Long to Beat says this game takes about 4 to 6 hours to complete. So not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I think if I focused, I could do that.
Yeah. This game is Xbox Play Anywhere as well. So buy it once, play it anywhere in Xbox. Anything that can be an Xbox, you can play it on. So good for them on that. What do you got, Tom?
Okay. So the creator of this game is best known for 2 solo projects. One of them called Nidhogg and the other one called Fly Wrench. And this is the first where they partnered with a team and a developer, a publisher. Okay. So a lot more funding and resources available. And this is why it's a third person action type game and not, kind of a 2D game. It began its life as something called Ghost Bike. Oh. And it had a very kind of dark and maybe closer to a Ghost Rider type motif to it. So the undead lore is kind of like a holdover from that. but it was clearly pivoted to a much more lighthearted and family-friendly, type of experience.
Okay.
So that's probably where some of the humor and the goofiness and that sort of stuff. That's why it probably sits in that interesting area between, the colorful, lighthearted Zelda type thing, but also like high stakes. You got to save the world, and
Right.
your bike is undead, and it's
Yeah.
all of its pieces were stolen by these, by a
Right.
mega corporation, and
So strange, but okay, whatever.
So that's that's what I got.
Okay, cool. And yeah, you had mentioned that Messhof is the creator's name. Okay, kind of thrown in there. Very cool. Very cool. Well, Tom, now we got to figure out: are we keeping this game on our respective hard drives, or like the bike at the beginning of the game, just leaving it for someone to just rust away?
Strip it of everything it's valuable and right. Yeah. Well, I say this a lot, and I think it's worth noting. My hour went by quickly, and the game was fun to play. I think fundamentally, if you can do those two things to Tom, right? If you're a game, you've got an hour, and you can make my hour not feel like an hour.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I enjoyed doing this. I think that's really heavy lifting of any game. That's your objective game out there in the world. So the only problem I have is the open world thing. Knowing that it's 4 to 6 hours definitely helps. As long as I can get my hands on some kind of strategy guide that will help me direct my wandering, and so I can curtail that and not turn 6 hours into 30. I think it would be a fun game to play and pick up and play in, an hour here, an hour there, especially since they just melted away. So I'm going to keep it.
Nice. All right. I'm so confused here. I'm conflicted because I'm just wondering why I had more fun playing this game over the Forza Horizon series games. It's weird because they're very similar. They're open world games. They're both racing games. Mm-hmm. And I would even say it like Forza from just like a looking at on the cover or whatever, it is a game that like is up my alley because I love cars and being able to customize cars and stuff like that. Both of them, you can customize your vehicle, right? Yeah. But I got so bored with Forza Horizon. And I think, you know what it is? I think the problem is I got so overwhelmed with all the objectives on the map. Yeah. And this game was just more focused. Yep. A more focused experience, which I was all about. And in doing so, I think I am keeping this one.
Excellent.
Yeah. So cool. I'm glad we both enjoyed our time with this game.
It's a rare occurrence.
It really is. So those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think of this game. Follow us and say hello on Blue Sky at 1H1D, on X and Threads at TC1H1D. Shoot us an email at tc1h1d@gmail.com, or we put these we play these games on Twitch, so you can come on there and tell us why Forza Horizon is the better game. or you might be watching this on YouTube. Check it out on our Quit the Build channel there, and maybe put a comment on why I am totally wrong about Forza Horizon. I don't think I am. It's too much. It's too much of a game. But 1H1D is part of that QTV network. So if you like any gaming content, please check it all out at quitthebuild.com/network.
Excellent.
Excellent indeed. Thank you. And now we need to find out, Tom, what we are playing next.
It is a very critical piece of the puzzle.
Yes, sir. And the surprising button will help us with that. So here we go. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about this, but I know you like dinosaurs, Tom.
I do.
And we're going to be talking about playing even. I don't know how you feel about sequels, though, because we are playing another sequel game. Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Okay. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've evolutioned Worlds of Jurassics.
Yeah, for the second time.
I never have.
Yeah. So that's our next game, and that is it for this episode. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to this, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.